Today we're going over a flashlight, one of my favorites. This would be considered a very micro light. It fits on a keychain, and it is the OLIGHT i1R 2 EOS in Desert Tan. This has a 5 and or 115 lumen setting, which we'll go over. It's fully rechargeable within 75 minutes. Weighs 48 ounces or 13.5 grams, and it is 1.73 inches in length or 44 millimeters and only 0.58 inches wide or 14.8 millimeters, so just over half an inch wide. Very small, compared to the EFOB, very small. So very cool, very cool little light. Comes with a little charging cable right there, got a little cap on there, comes off. I'll show you how that works here in just a moment. One thing cool about this light is that it's extremely compact and extremely bright for the size. Going over the features of the light, as you can see, it's quite well used right in the pocket, and mostly just riding in the pocket. It actually hasn't been used all that much, just because the need for a light is just in case. So I do use this though, probably I would say 3 or 4 times a week. You can see little scuff marks on it. It's just from riding in the pocket with the keys. Great use for this would be, dropping something under a car, looking under the seat. One thing I did notice when I was kind of looking up a few of the specs on this to review, I actually have had this light for over 2.5 years. That's a long time, and I've used it quite a bit in those 2.5 years. As you can see, the Desert Tan is becoming quite worn off, which kind of gives it a cool look actually. So that's actually a bonus for me. I wouldn't consider that a con, just because I think it looks cool with a little bit of wear. So you can still see it kind of says OLIGHT right there. But one thing also that was really interesting to find out about this light is it's not often returned at the price of just under 18 bucks, which was what was bought for me as a gift from one of my kids. Bought it for me, and it's still going strong. It's 18 bucks then, and it's still 18 bucks now, so they haven't gone up in price at all, which is really great. It just makes a super great gift if you're on a budget for gift giving, and it's a very high quality unit. The way this light works is you basically twist adjust for your settings. So I have it just, you can twist this all the way down, and it gives you the 5 lumens right there. As you can kind of see that, these are 5 lumens. If you keep twisting, however, really turns it up. That's actually blinding if you were to hold that up to your face. And not at a distance, obviously, but that's pretty darn bright for a light of this size. Go back to the 5 lumens, you just do a slight turn a little bit more, turns it all the way off. If you turn it off to a certain setting, you can actually press on, press off. I like to turn a little bit more, that way when you press it, it just doesn't accidentally discharge in your pocket and then run the battery down. For charging, you continue to unscrew this cap, and has a little O-ring right there, keep water out, keep a nice seal. Flip this over, and you have, without disassembling the light, the actual port right here for charge. This is the OLIGHT cable, not very generous on the length, so I would talk about that later. This basically just plugs in to here, like that, and then you can plug this into any of your devices, like laptop, any other charger that would take a normal USB, and that's how that works. Like I said, it takes about 75 minutes to charge, so not bad. When it's done charging, simply unplug, do a slight turn until, I like to adjust it until the light doesn't come on. So right about there, you're back in business. Put that back on your keychain. It's a great light. It's hard to find anything wrong with this light. I was trying to think for the longest time, like, what can I find? Have I been unhappy with this light? Some of the things I do like about it, the build quality. It's made from aluminum alloy, very durable. I've dropped my keys a lot. It's got a few scuffs in it. It's held up really well. OLIGHT's really built their reputation to be really a really high quality company, and that's just doesn't get lost on me when it comes to this light. Another thing I really like about it is the being able to recharge it without disassembly. I think that that's really cool. A lot of lights that you have will have a rechargeable battery, but you have to unscrew the whole thing, take the cap off with the spring, you know, pull the light out, pull the battery out, charge it, and then reassemble it all. This is nice because it's all contained. Very lightweight. I mean, the thing only weighs 40.48 ounces or 3.5 grams. I mean, you don't even know it's there. Super thin, super light. It's a super great price point too, at just under 18 bucks. I mean, you can't beat this as a gift, you know, other than the size of it. If someone opens this up, they'll be like, oh wow, this is a great gift. It's half of an inch and it's an inch and a half long. What am I going to do with that? But once they start actually using it, they're like, okay, wow, this is actually really, really valuable to me, and they get the value of the gift. So if you buy this for someone who really likes flashlights and knows what this is, they will appreciate it. So great buy. I definitely buy it again. Some of the only things that I could bash this light on it maybe would be, you know, the lack of protection here. There's not a whole lot of protection here. I haven't had any issue, but if it had a little bit more protection in the front, protecting, it's got just a slight edge there where if you set it down, it's not on the lens, and that's great. But if you had a little bit more, I feel like it would probably be maybe just a millimeter or two of protection. Probably be a little bit better. But as you can see, that's still really bright. Literally, guys, this is like the size of a 38 round, or a little bit bigger, maybe 357. It's small. I mean, it's on the keychain. It doesn't take up much room at all. So the thing that I dislike that came with it is this charging cable. What the heck am I going to do with this? This is so short. I mean, you got to be kidding me, right? So you plug this in, it's going to hang from whatever you plugged it into. And I don't like things hanging off of things. Like if you plug this in your computer, it's hanging. Now granted, this isn't very heavy, so it's not going to hang very much, but I like a longer cable to where I can plug it in, set it down on the counter, you know, not just have it, you know, here, you know, hanging off of whatever it's plugged into. So that would be my one knock. The other one would be, you know, this is not for prolonged use, so I didn't buy it for that reason. So that's not really a dislike or a con for me. But if someone was buying this thinking that this was going to be like their primary light, or a light that they would, you know, go to war with, if you will. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, right? I mean, you couldn't exactly mount this to anything. And I think maybe a little clip, you know, you could improve this if you had like a little clip where you could like clip it to the bill of your hat. I think that'd be kind of a neat little design where you probably add that, you know. I don't even think that invention exists. So whoever's listening, you want to invent something, invent a clip for this and clip it onto your hat, and then you could really be almost like a little headlamp. You know, at 150 lumens, that's not shabby. If I was getting this light, I probably would include something much longer as far as charging, like some off-brand. And this does charge with a mini USB charger, so, or micro, I should say. So, and it comes with it. So you do have a way of charging it. Of course, it doesn't come with the actual plug. You could also just, you know, get some kind of knockoff, you know, plug, and that would kind of transfer. As you can see, this will just kind of plug into almost anything. So plug it in, you know, so anything that you have that you're already charging will work to charge this. This is not a picky. It'll charge off of a computer, laptop, or just one of these simple little, I think this is like a knockoff Apple, or it might be actual Apple little plug. Nothing fancy, but it works. It works. So anyways, let me know what you guys think of this video, and until next time, make sure you subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.